Right, this next block is the card trick block. Let's get straight onto it. You need 4 2 1/4 squares, and then I'll show you how to sew them together in a minute. And then you need 4 2 1/4 by 1 2 3 by 4, 2 1/4 by 4 inches, and you need 4 of those in the same 4 fabrics that you've chosen for your 4 patch. And then all your points should match in the middle. Then if you open that out, the centre, it's not so bulky in the middle. Press that down. Right. So let's add that, say, as my top. And that's my bottom. So top, bottom, let's do it this way. So what I need to do is match that one up. So let's put that one on. Finger press that open. So you've got that one, then the bottom one, so you've got this one. So the idea is, with this going at this side, you'll have that, 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 and that. So it's all going the same way. And then when you turn it on point, then you'll be able to see the actual card trick. Right, so this is where you need your background. So the background you will need to cut, so that would basically go there and that one goes there. Then you need to do 4 corners, and you need 4 corners the same as your background around the edges. So let's just recap. You need 4 of these for the corners, and they're 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. You need 2 1/4 by 4 inches for your 4, and these are 2 1/4 each. So we've sewn that side together. So what we have to do now is sew this in a row. Make sure you've got right sides together. Put the other end on. And then obviously then that one goes next to its own one. So then you match the seams. So if your seams on the bottom are going out, then these seams on the top need to go in. So you can nest the seams. So start from this end. and then nest the first one. Making sure your seams are open underneath. And that top one needs to go in and the bottom one should be out. Nest the bottom two. And that's the top two are joined, so you go in that way, now we need to go that way. So that goes there with the top two. Put your ends together. And then this needs pressing. That's what we have so far. Everything's together absolutely fine. Middle's together, all your seams are together, and as you can see these are going all the same way, and that's what you need when you turn it on point. Once you've got your background on, you'll see the trick. So the next thing is that you need two squares. You need one at 9" and one at 8", and then you cut them from corner to corner, creating two triangles. Then obviously then these get sewn onto your block. So the first ones you do are the smaller ones, that's the 8". Now it might be a little bit of an overkill, but I'd rather have lots left to make sure I've got enough to cut off. So start with your 8" ones, one at the top and one at the bottom. Now to find the middle, if you take this to the ironing board and press a crease there, you can finger press it, but I'd rather do it by ironing board. Press a crease there, then fold it in half that way and press a crease there, and then press these in half, all 4 of them, and press a crease, and then you can match them up. So then once you have them all creased, so right sides together, and then match the crease lines up and pin the centre. Because you don't want that to move. And this is now on the bias, so you don't want to stretch it either by pulling. Let the machine do the work. You could turn it that way actually, so you can keep an eye on your seams. That's not a bad idea. So turn over to the opposite side, put your other 8" on, right sides together. And then press them out. Be careful because they are biased. Do the same with the next 2. Match the line in the middle, making sure it's right sides together. And that's all the sewing you need to do, and press them 2 sides. So what you need to do now is have your block on point, which is that way, so that's not there, it's there. Don't forget you've got a centre in your 4 patch, and you need to put your 5 1/4, 1 2 3 4 5 1/4 on there, then look for 5 1/4 down here, and then that should go, so where they meet, 5 1/4. This ruler isn't the easiest, you might have a better one. 5 1/4. So that point there is dead in the centre, so I know that's 10 1/2 is going to cover there, and 10 1/2 is going to cover all of there. Let's see if we can find, as well as that, let's see if we can find another way of straight, making sure this is straight. I need a line to go somewhere. So from there it's 1/2 inch, and from there it's 1/2 inch, but I need a line. Right, I found us where we put this. Count 5 1/4 over, 5 1/4 down, 5 1/4 down, and then over, and where they meet goes in the centre of the 4 patch. To make sure this is straight, follow your 5 1/4 up, and then where the end of the diamond, like that shape goes, put that 5 1/4 on that tip, follow it down, and put the 5 1/4 on the bottom tip just there. That way then that line from there to there is straight. You've got it in the centre. So you know now, just double check it just before you cut. Make sure your 5 1/4 is pointing to that point at the top there. Then your 5 1/4 is pointing to, and it goes through and pointing to that bottom corner. Put your weight on it, whatever you want to use. And then you commit yourself to cutting. And then you turn this round, and you know that's 10 1/2, so then you line up your 10 1/2 marks on the bottom. So that's 10 1/2 there. This is not the best, but it's the biggest one I've got. And 10 1/2 down there. Make sure my 5 1/4 is there, 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 and there. These two lines for 10 1/2 are on there, and then I can cut those. So now what we have is the card trick on point, 10 1/2 unfinished. So that's mine, and that's Tim's.